I'm about to give you the secret to unlocking your genius, to getting the insights and the inspiration and the answers you need in life. Look, life is complicated, right? Life is complex and can be quite difficult or frustrating or confusing. And unfortunately, so many people go through life without doing this thing I'm going to tell you about. Like it's the secret ingredient, and I'll tell you how to do it. But they go through life without doing it, and so they run along confused and frustrated and struggling, often with the same problem again and again and again, or just kind of going along in survival mode, right? And who wants to do life in survival mode? You feel like you're always in fight, flight, or freeze mode, right? And you're just putting fires out all the time, dealing with stress and frustrations and irritations, just not knowing what to do and making poor decisions. I mean, it's day after day of just the grind, right? Do you want to keep doing that? No, right? And so this one little strategy starts to unlock that. Now, it doesn't happen immediately. It can, but it's like most things, you have to practice it. And so at first, when you first start doing it, you might not be very good at it, right? Don't quit. Just keep going. So what is this secret ingredient? Well, it's actually something that I hated to do. When I was growing up as a kid, I really struggled with reading and writing, anything with English literature and grammar. Those classes were always hardest for me, and I just kind of detested it. I got into reading later, loved reading, even though I was a really slow reader, but I liked math, right? Math was my thing. But later on, I realized, and here's the secret ingredient, and hear me out. Don't when I hear this, you're like, oh, I'm not doing that. Like, you hear me out on this one. It's writing. We have to spend time writing. And the more, you guys, I get to coach really successful people every day. And I do executive life and business coaching, and I have a MASTERCLASS for men, which is absolutely amazing. I work with this incredible group of men, and my wife and I do group coaching for people all around the world. I've been able to help people on 5 continents, right? And the more I do this, the more I live, the more I work with peak performance. I've been studying like human performance and like how to really genuinely be happy and successful for over 25 years. The more I learn, the more I study, the more I practice this myself, the more I work with my clients, the more I realize that writing is the secret ingredient. Here's why. For some reason, something like magical, man. It just seems magical to me, but it's powerful. It just unlocks insight. It's a chance to try to take what's going on here and get it into words and onto paper. And in that process, you gain a lot of ideas and unlock a lot of genius and a lot of potential. And again, so there's actually a really great book on this if you want to read it. It's called Accidental Genius. But the idea is that once you start writing and get in the habit of writing, that you actually unlock something inside of you. It's like you just activate your soul and your mind to really get going and pop up the ideas that are in there, right? But they're often lying dormant. And they're kind of hidden and it's fuzzy. They're bouncing around. You might have an inspiring moment here or there. You know, you might, whether you're out running or in the shower, you're driving along and you catch something. But the idea, you guys, is to make this habit of regularly writing. And again, like I said earlier, it might not come immediately, right? You might have to. This might be something you have to work on and practice, so that you get good at it. And what you're looking for is this journey of understanding your situation first. I'm trying to say how to best say it to you. You have to understand what's actually going on. It helps you understand what's happening in your life, right? So from your marriage to your parenting to your work to whatever it is you are working on or struggling with or frustrated, what are your pain points? Where do you need the inspiration in this? It could be anything. It could be with a relationship, could be with finances, could be with investing, could be with with business growth, could be with people you're working with or people you're working for or people that work for you. Like all these areas, you spend some time thinking and writing about it and really getting clear about it. And then you, like he says in this book, Accidental Genius, it's like turning on the faucet. Right? You're not going to get water out of the faucet until you turn it on. You're not going to get heat from your fire until you light that fire, right? And he says, people are like, oh, well, we wait around like, well, as soon as I get some ideas, then I'll start writing. He's like, it doesn't work like that. That's like saying as soon as the water comes out, then I'll reach over and turn on the faucet. No, you got to turn on the faucet first, right? And it's the action of writing that unlocks things. So if you're like me and you struggle with writing and you're like, I don't know, man, I don't like writing, and I've tried writing and it doesn't work, and tried journaling, and like journaling seems to be like an event log of like, today I went to the store and then there was, ran into a friend and then drove home and put the groceries away and more dishes, and work was frustrating, right? Like that doesn't help you at all, right? So you're practicing writing your thoughts and feelings and reflections and taking ideas and trying to wrap your head around an idea and see it like a rotisserie chicken and just rotate in your head and look at it from every angle. So one way to start doing this is to start with writing prompts, where a writing prompt is like a question or an unfinished sentence, right? So you might start with a sentence like, success is, that's it, that's your writing prompt. To me, failing is, then go, right? And so you could just start with success, failure, habits, thinking, feelings, relationships, marriage. In order to have an extraordinary marriage, finish that sentence. Woohoo! To get in the best health of my life, finish that sentence. And just go through every aspect of your life with thoughts, ideas. And so you got to get in this habit, this pattern. Maybe it's every morning, or maybe it's every evening, or maybe it's a little bit every morning and evening, or maybe it's 3 times a week. Maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you carve out a little time on your calendar and you spend time writing. But then you write about each of your kids. You write about your spouse. You write about yourself. You write about every area of your life. What do you write about? Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, financial. Write about it all. Write about what you're observing in your community, in your family, in your nation, in the world. Write about your ideas and thoughts. And here's another good one. Read great books and then write about the ideas in the books, right? So you're just practicing writing, and what you're doing, your brain starts to go, oh, I need to come up with ideas. I need to figure out how to articulate this. I need to figure out how to say this in a way that actually makes sense. And at first, don't worry about, I used to worry so much about grammar and spelling and like, man, is this a comma here, a semicolon? Like, what do I put here? And I would like get frustrated and stop writing. Don't do that. Don't worry. This is for you, right? Grab a journal, and you can get an inexpensive notebook and just start writing, or you can get a super nice journal. Like I love, one of the things I geek out about, you guys, is leather journals. Leather books and leather journals, man. Whoa! So I have really nice leather journals, and I'll grab them and I'll just start writing. But sometimes if I'm out, I'm gonna have some ideas, like I'll just do it on my phone. I'll take some notes, or on my computer, or wherever. I'm just capturing ideas, and sometimes I do it in dictation. I do it out loud. I'll capture a voice memo. But the idea is to get in the habit of practicing reflection and insight and ideas. It really took off for me when I was in a college class. So I wanted to be a surgeon, but then towards my junior year at university, a mentor pulled me aside and put his arm around me, and he was like, I think you want to work with youth and teaching and making a difference. And I'm like, yeah, I'd always thought about doing that. So I could just check it out. And so I switched my major. And when I could switch, I was like, what do I switch to? I'm like, what's my hardest subject? What's most difficult for me? And it was English. And so I'm like, I'm going to get a degree in English. I'm going to level up here. And my grandma was dying. So right after I got married, we went to live with her for a little bit while her health was bad. And so I switched universities just for one semester. I was so grateful I did, because I took a class from this professor, and he started the class, and he's like, look, he had a lot of really cool philosophies. And he's like, the main thing in this class is I want you to have pen and paper within arm's reach 24/7 for this entire semester. Get a notebook and a pen and have it near you all the time and just capture ideas. That's it. You just have to capture ideas. And you just have to come in and show me that you've been writing, that you've been capturing ideas. And it's like whatever comes to you. Like if you come across a cool quote or an interesting thought or a question, just capture it. Just write it down. And write all the time. It's like if you're driving down the road, you have a thought, pull over and write it down. If you're out, hiking, if you're out biking, if you're at work and you see a way to do something better at work, or if you're at home and you're like, man, this isn't working, it's frustrating. Or if you realize you feel frustrated, you feel happy, you feel sad, like angry, like write it all down, just capture ideas. And it was amazing. It was one of my favorite semesters of university, and it really just unlocked something for me of all the ideas that are coming and going, and just the fact that I had to do it for a grade, I had to capture the ideas, started the habit that I now follow. And like, in fact, on my phone right now, I'm recording this on my phone. On my phone right now, I have over 2,000 notes that I still need to file. And I bet you I'm approaching 3,500 pages of notes that I've taken over the last 15 years maybe, right? I love it, and it's all categorized now and by topic. And it's unlocked so many things that now I get to share with people all over the world. In fact, this being one of them. I capture a note, I'm like, oh man, and I wrote down this morning, I share this idea of how important writing is and how it becomes this reflective activity that I promise if you do this regularly and you practice it, it'll give you so many insights and ahas and inspiration into your own life to help solve problems and to help other people solve their problems. This is the secret ingredient. So if you don't trust me, if you don't know yet, if you're like a little skeptical or doubtful about it, it's like, I don't know, man, just trust me on this one. Try it. Do an experiment. Write a little bit. I was going to say every day if you can, but just most days. Write a little bit most days for the next 30 days. And write about all kinds of topics and ideas, and come up with all kinds of writing prompts of what you think about certain emotions and emotional state and mindset and mastery and people and psychology and why people do what they do and why you do what you do and what you're struggling with and why you think you're struggling with and what are you succeeding and why do you think you're succeeding, what's made you successful, and the people you're working with, and we're like, what's really going on here, what's the actual issue, what's the problem. Watch what happens when all these ideas start coming up and these insights and ahas, like that'll totally revolutionize your life, your health, your family, your finances, your business. It's amazing. This is the secret ingredient to really leveling up your life and getting really clear about who you are, how you want to do life, and how to be genuinely happy and successful. Get out, make it happen. And when you have awesome insights, come back and share them with me. And you guys, if you like these videos, smash that subscribe button, so you subscribe to this channel, and also jump over to the Extraordinary Family Life podcast. And I've got all kinds of different topics over there and different format that will really dive in deep to big topics. And let's level up life. Life is so good. Oh man, life is so good. It can be absolutely fantastic. So let's make the most of it and live an absolutely extraordinary family life. Reach upward.